Deji is a YouTuber who constantly says he wants to stay out of drama.
I don't want drama. People say I look for drama. It comes and finds me. I don't want it, man.
While also continually getting into drama.
I hate being seen as a bad guy. I hate it so much and I'm tired of it. My IQ level is dumb high. My IQ level is 189. That is a very high IQ. I'm tired of it. If you understood what I was going through, then you would understand. My own brothers is like laughing at me. Where I'm at a low point. I'm tired of being a nice guy. I'm not sure if I have COVID-19.
Over the past 2 videos, myself and my colleague DeOrio have exposed how Deji will do anything to gain the upper hand, how he refuses to take responsibility for his actions, and how his behavior has affected his own family and personal relationships. From smearing his elderly neighbors to slandering his own brother, he has truly done it all, and has received infinite pardons from the YouTube community and his own fan base. In this dramatic conclusion, we'll be going over just how far Deji is willing to go to preserve his own reputation, how much he is willing to do when he becomes desperate, and just what he is willing to say when the termination of his channel is on the line. So, what are we waiting for? Let's get started. Oh yeah, and this video is sponsored by ExpressVPN. Okay, let's go.
People really think I care about subs. Like, don't get me wrong, subs is nice, but it doesn't bring you money.
The viewers have all the power there is to kill your career, to give you a career.
Subbotting is something that has been so hard to prove in the past. I will say for definite, that is a fishy social blade.
Have you ever been sued, or has anyone ever tried to take it to an official capacity?
Yeah, Deji.
Deji is a YouTuber that is obsessed with subscribers, and it makes it even worse that his channel is the only one in existence to have been on 9.7 million subscribers for over 8 continuous months. He did reach 9.8 million on one day during that period, but lost 20,000 subscribers the next day, which honestly makes it even worse, and I'm not even going to count it. So close to 10 million, yet so far. Deji had been bleeding subscribers for a long time, and this all started after he initiated drama with his brother, KSI. Deji had been able to turn the tides against his brother successfully after creating several videos basically slandering him, but everything turned on his head when KSI made a response video where he debunked pretty much everything that was stated by Deji. If we look at Social Blade, Deji was well on the way to 10 million subscribers before KSI's response. But when his video dropped, so did Deji's subscribers, and they never really recovered until 4 months later. But just as he was doing well, YouTube decided to purge inactive accounts, and he dropped by 40,000 subscribers. It seemed that every time he was on the road to hitting 10 million, something got in the way.
So from all of this, it's clear that you do care about subscribers. Otherwise, you wouldn't bring it up. God knows why, because you literally don't get paid from subscribers. Pretty much just a number these days.
So if someone like Deji, someone who KSI says cares about subs, wanted to appeal to the public to boost his subscribers, what do you think he would do? Make better content? Create a hashtag? Do a charity event? Maybe collaborate with some other YouTubers?
Hey guys, it's Deji. I'm making this video not to alarm you or worry you, but I'm not sure if I have COVID-19.
Deji claims that he has the coronavirus. Out of all of the things he could have done, Deji makes a video with a raspy voice akin to a 12-year-old trying to convince his mother that he's too sick to go to school. This video went down terribly, as people accused him of using the dangerous virus for views and clicks. Others even went so far as to say he was faking everything the entire time.
I'm staying away from my mom and my dad and Dunya, just because that's the best thing. I know that it will take about 7 days for me to feel better if it is COVID, but...
It's a YouTuber commentator in me. It's to cough and cough now. Beautiful. So well placed, you know? So well placed. Yeah, just... I'm ill.
And I don't think they were unreasonable in thinking so. In my opinion, the video feels extremely staged, and just apart from that, there are some major inconsistencies in this story that just don't make sense at all. This includes the fact that his mother and father, who are in a high-risk category, were both very sick with COVID-like symptoms shortly prior, but didn't even get tested for it. Deji also says that he doesn't want to get tested because he's too scared to find out if it's actually COVID.
I am scared to test if it is COVID-19 because I don't want to know or anything. I know you guys will tell me to get it tested, but it's more of a fear thing. I am too scared to.
Really crazy stuff, but what am I to know? I guess we'll just have to see how he progresses. Oh look, he published a video the next day. Let's see how he's going.
Deji?
Don't come in.
I haven't heard from you in a while.
What? What's funny? You should leave.
Did you have to come all the way out of the room to say that? Did you stop, man?
What the hell is this? Deji makes a video the next day, completely fine, in a hazmat suit. In this video, he's seen running around with no issues, and when he addresses the camera later, his voice has magically fixed itself.
Another thing I'd like to talk about, obviously there are people saying I'm doing this for views and everything. It's disgusting and it's sad. It's actually pathetic. And it's sad that a lot of people think that's what I would want to do. That I'm actually trying to profit off of the COVID-19 virus. And in fact, it kind of pisses me off too that you guys think that.
Ah yes, making a fully monetized video claiming that you might have COVID-19 with a raspy voice while simultaneously telling fans not to worry about you, and you saying you don't even want to get tested. That's not using the virus for views? Okay then, Deji. As you can probably tell, this whole stunt backfired on Deji significantly, and he started losing subscribers at a rapid pace. But as people saw his subscribers dropping, they started to notice something rather strange. Just a few days before Deji's COVID video trying to garner sympathy from his audience, there seemed to be a rather abnormal gain in subscribers. Now, when you gain subscribers, there has to be some reason why. Sometimes it can be from a shout-out, one or several videos going viral, or from your name going on the trending page on other platforms. But the weird thing about Deji's subscriber gain is that none of these things seem to be contributing factors. In actuality, there seemed to be no reason for Deji's massive influx of subscribers. His views were as normal, if not lower than usual, but he magically gained around 50,000 subscribers in the space of 6 days. If this doesn't seem strange to you, it should, because in these circumstances, the explanation that most people go with is subbotting.
If you go onto Deji's social blades, you can see that the lead up to 10 million subs, on the 24th of March to the 29th of March, he apparently gained 40k subs in 6 days. Now his viewership, these are not enough views to garner that many subs. 300,000 views not get you 10,000 subscribers. You're telling me that he gains the same amount of subs in a few days as KSI does on his second channel, yet he gets millions and millions of views. Now you can see how fishy it looks. The minute Deji hits 10 million subscribers, has the same amount of views, if not more views than before, the subs stop coming in, leading people to believe that Deji botted or bought subs to push him to 10 million subscribers. I will never be able to prove this. Subbotting is something that has been so hard to prove in the past, but I will say for definite, that is a fishy social blade.
Subbotting, as Kavos says, is extremely hard to prove. It is a bannable offense, and if someone had been proven to have manipulated YouTube's numbers, YouTube will most likely take swift action to remove those fraudulent subscribers or ban the offender altogether. Although we can speculate, I can't think of any case where a YouTuber was proven to have subbotted. This is because to be caught subbotting, you either have to have the worst luck in the world, or just be incredibly stupid. And unfortunately for Deji, as we've seen so far in this series, he's not the smartest guy.
Hey, what's up guys? This is Thomas from FreewaySocial.com. Many were wondering how did Deji got those 50,000 YouTube subscribers and reached 10 million subscribers milestone. Some were guessing that he bought those subscribers. However, no one had any proof, so they were just speculating. However, I can confirm that he bought those subscribers, and I can confirm that because he bought them from FreewaySocial.com, which is run by me.
Well, Deji has some explaining to do. On the 17th of May, marketing and artificial growth service FreewaySocial published a video to their official YouTube channel claiming that Deji bought subscribers from them to reach 10 million. This was, it seemed, a very well-established company, with traces linking back as far as 2017. In this video, Thomas shows a lot of very compelling evidence that Deji did in fact purchase 50,000 YouTube subscribers from FreewaySocial. In this video, he shows the IP of the person who ordered, along with the email, and of course the channel where these subscribers were going to be delivered to. There were 2 orders placed, one on the 22nd of March for 10,000 subscribers, and one on the 23rd of March for 40,000 subscribers. Combined, these orders cost over $2,000.
Okay guys, so as you can see, there were 2 orders placed by ComedyShortsGamer. On 22nd of March, there was an order placed on FreewaySocial website for 10k YouTube subscribers. As you can see, client specified ComedyShortsGamer YouTube channel, so it means that those subscribers should be gathered to this channel. The next day, Deji placed another order for 40k subscribers. Both orders combined, Deji should receive 50k YouTube subscribers and reach 10 million subscriber milestone.
Thomas then goes into PayPal and shows the payment receipts for these orders, disclosing the transaction ID and that the payment was received from Olajide Olatunji, which is Deji's dad's name.
So this is the first one for $480. As you can see, payment has been received from Olajide Olatunji for YouTube Enterprise package, and the second one right here for $1,500. As you can see, the payment for this order has been reversed on 2nd of May, and I will explain why it happened later on in this video. So in total, FreewaySocial received $2,000 to get 50k subscribers to Deji's channel.
But you may be wondering, why on earth would FreewaySocial come out with all of this stuff? Surely it's a bad business practice to expose client information. Well, Thomas had a very good reason to do so. After Deji's failure of a video trying to gain sympathy for having COVID-19, he started to lose a ton of subscribers. Thomas claims that Deji thought these were FreewaySocial subscribers that dropped, when in reality they were just his own because he made a terrible video. He then says that following this, Deji filed a dispute for the largest $1,500 payment. PayPal sided with Deji, and he got his money back.
So the next question is why I'm disclosing Deji as FreewaySocial.com client. Well, the thing is that, as you may have noticed, Deji started losing YouTube subscribers right after reaching the 10 million mark, and he thought that these were FreewaySocial.com subscribers that dropped, and he opened a dispute on PayPal and got the most of his money back. I have explained to him that these were his own subscribers that dropped, but he was still not convinced, and that's why I'm creating this video, because he still owes me money.
Of course, this video by FreewaySocial didn't confirm anything with 100% certainty, but I did find it believable simply because the other alternatives seemed extremely unlikely. Some people put out the argument that it wasn't Deji who bought these subscribers, but a fan or someone that wanted to frame him. But if that's the case, why would someone spend $2,000 without guarantee of getting any money back? It's a very expensive prank with a very high risk, so I ruled out that one almost immediately. Another argument being made was that Thomas, the guy in the video, didn't have any relation to FreewaySocial, the company. Well, this also falls apart because this YouTube channel is linked from FreewaySocial's official website, and Thomas is still making videos on the channel to this day.
Hey guys, this is Thomas from FreewaySocial.com.
There was also talk that FreewaySocial lied and they made everything up. However, I don't know what they would gain from doing so, and again, it's an extremely elaborate plan for something that could have gone completely unnoticed. Another argument was that this whole website was a scam, and the only reason for them making this video was to try and lure more people in and take their money. Well, I decided I would put this to the test and purchase followers from FreewaySocial. I want to preface this saying I do not condone buying followers in any way. This is purely for research purposes. Please don't bot followers. You'll put at a very high risk of termination if you do so, and it's just plain scummy. Grow yourself naturally. Now, obviously I didn't want to bot any YouTube channel since that is against the terms of service, so I chose a platform that I wouldn't care if I got terminated on. Yeah, TikTok. I made a new account named Tank Olatunji 2 with no videos at all and purchased 500 followers from FreewaySocial, which sent me back $15 US. Within 12 hours, FreewaySocial had not only delivered the followers to the account, but they had over doubled their promise and delivered me 1,200 followers. The service definitely works, Not to say that you should use it, please do not use it, but the argument that this is a scam website is just simply not true. And that was the end of the story.
Or so we thought. If there's one thing you should know about the internet, it's that they never stop digging. And in the coming days, a load of new information would drop, which made Deji's case worse and worse by the minute. People did some digging on the IPs tied to the orders, and they found that it linked to the town where Deji lives, that being Peterborough. The internet service provider for this IP address is also British Telecommunications PLC, otherwise known as BT Internet. There was an argument brought up that this could have been a VPN, but when you look up a VPN's IP, it never explicitly links back to BT Internet being the provider. It's always some weird company. For example, if I use ExpressVPN, link in the description, and set my location to the UK, the ISP comes back as Legaco Networks, which is some really obscure company based in the Netherlands. VPNs do this for security reasons and because you cannot buy server space from residential IPs. People also started to research the email that was used to purchase the subscribers, that being property22 at btinternet.com. But what does this email mean, and what could it have possibly been used for?
So for those who don't know, I'm a landlord, a property investor, okay? I own many properties, and I've been doing it for the past 2 years now. I'm a landlord. I love it. Like YouTube, I love YouTube, but this is just like an inside of my life. Because a lot of people just think I just do YouTube. I don't just do YouTube, I do many other things, alright? Oh, I like this.
This is where things get interesting. With just a little bit of digging into UK public company records, people were able to find the name of Deji's real estate business, Protected Shield Limited, where Deji and his parents are listed as company directors. In the list of filings, there was something that stood out though. One of the properties. A property acquired in November of 2019. And that property is Property 22. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, Deji actually owns a Property 22, which would explain the email address used to purchase the subscribers.
The email used to purchase the botted subs, as shown in FreewaySocial's video, was the email property22 at btinternet.com. Well, people did some digging and found out that the recovery email for that account, that specific account that was probably created just to buy subs, was an email that was linked to Deji's mum, Yinka. It has some characters missing that we don't know for security reasons, but we can clearly identify it says Yinka and it says at ComedyShortsGamer.com.
Things were lining up far too much, and Keemstar was even able to confirm that the email did indeed belong to Deji's mother.
Keemstar himself tweeted out confirming that the email is Deji and KSI's mum's actual email. Now, he confirmed it, and Keem wouldn't confirm anything or say it's confirmed unless he has spoke to someone who has confirmed it for him. And just use your common sense, who else would be able to confirm if it is Deji's mum's email? Who else? Who possibly else?
In the clip I just played, it's obvious to most that Kavos is implying someone close to Deji's mother confirmed that the email was legitimately her own. In my personal opinion, it sounds like something to ask KSI. But it actually goes deeper than that, and that's where we did our own research. You guys all remember Skype, right? Prehistoric boomer Discord? Well, one advantage of Skype is that you could search someone's email on there, and it would spit out a contact name. This made Skype a very good option to verify someone's identity. So we took a long shot. We typed in the email property22 at btinternet.com, and out popped the profile of Olajide Olatunji, Deji's dad. Wait a minute, John, wasn't it Deji's dad's name on the PayPal transaction?
I'm done anyway.
Now, can we say with 100% certainty that Deji botted these subs? Absolutely not. But the circumstantial evidence surrounding this is literally insurmountable. At this point, it's far more likely, in my opinion, that Deji bought these subscribers than otherwise. But just because I want to stay true to the argument, let's go through what would have had to have happened for Deji to be innocent. First things first, someone that really hates Deji would have had to be in possession of a spare $2,000. This person would be going into this with no guarantees of getting that money back.
Then they would have to purchase $2,000 worth of YouTube subscribers from a sketchy company using an email linked to one of Deji's obscure real estate properties. Not only this, but the person would have to have an account with BT Internet and would have had to have completely guessed a recovery email linking to Deji's mum, which just out of pure luck happened to be a real one.
This person would not only have to be in the UK, but they would also have to be from the same area as Deji, as the IP listed in the order could not have come from a VPN. The person also would have had to have had the foresight to register a Skype account using Deji's dad's name, just in case someone would have happened to check it.
The person would also need to have the greatest luck in the world, because just mere days after hitting 10 million, Deji uploaded his COVID-19 video, which backfired on him, whereupon he started bleeding subscribers. The person who bought these subscribers would then have to charge back FreewaySocial and would have to predict that they would make a video outing Deji.
From here on out, the troll would have had to bet that everyone would connect the dots to the real estate business, the BT Internet Recovery email, and even the Skype name. The person who did this amazing troll would have had to have been the most humble person on planet Earth, because even though they accomplished arguably the biggest stunt in YouTube history, no one has come forward to take credit for it.
Like, if this actually happened, this would be something Justin Wang would cover in a few years in Tales from the Internet. It is just so bizarre and positively absurd that all of this worked out in the way that it did. So, you can choose to believe that, or you can choose to believe that Deji was so tired of not being at 10 million subscribers that he botted them himself. The choice is yours.
For an allegation this large, with Deji's entire channel on the line, and the future of his career in question, one could reasonably come to the conclusion that his first response here needs to be nothing short of stellar. Obviously, the hemorrhaging subscribers should be the least of his worries at this point, as people are starting to question the validity of his abnormal growth pattern. Finally, on April 8th, 2020, this was addressed.
Hey guys, welcome to my channel.
Oh no, why are there women on screen?
In today's video, we are going to be talking about the almighty Kavos. And with almighty, I mean a little pussy bitch.
It appears Deji called an audible early on and let his girlfriend make the initial response to Kavos. That was a bold move, to say the least, and let's see if it pays off.
I guess he kind of like got frustrated that Deji wasn't acknowledging him, because as I said, Deji does not give a flying F. Deji has been around for too long on this platform to know he's not gonna react to someone that is below him, so that's why he wasn't responding to your beautiful tweets.
Deji's girlfriend Dunya implies that the reason for this approach was that Deji saw Kavos as beneath him, and most likely this means that Deji underestimated how big this story was about to get. In his defense, for timeline purposes, we wouldn't see the harder proof until a little over a month later on May 17th. The part of this video that really sticks out to me in particular is that she goes on an entire tangent about how Deji has the money to buy these subs.
Now up to this little new theory that people are coming up with, that Deji's botting his subs. Now, another thing I don't understand, like Deji, it's not like Deji doesn't have the resources to buy subs. Okay, he can buy the sub.
I don't know, I just feel like that's an interesting argument to include in your defense. Nobody doubts that Deji has cash, but I feel like including that you know how much 50,000 costs and even 100,000 subscribers more is a bold strategy.
Let's say, for example, if he bought subs to get to that 10 million mark, why the hell wouldn't he buy like 100k more? It's not like he doesn't have the money to do it.
Well, Dunya, that's very simple. If you buy too many subscribers, it's more likely that YouTube would have caught on. We could clearly tell the analytics were sketchy from just the ones that he gained in that time frame. The growth pattern is so weird to see that even today, from people who don't believe that Deji botted subs, people still find it more likely that a third party, someone who isn't Deji, purchased these botted subs for Deji rather than believe that the growth from this period was organic.
So this whole subbing, like bot sub theory is so bad. It disgusts me how people are trying to fish.
The entire video includes a nearly unwatchable segment that is dedicated to a back and forth Kavos had with Dunya on Twitter and a bit more related to the COVID-19 scandal. However, most of it is filled with clips like, well, this.
From a girl to all these boys and all these other girls that are hating on Deji, get off his dick, because his dick is mine, which basically means that you're on my dick, so get the fuck off my dick.
So this would be the only thing we'd really hear in video form from the Deji camp for approximately a month, until Deji decided now would be a good time to step out from behind his girlfriend and finally address his audience.
Alright, so obviously I go on social media and I see what's on social media and what's being said about me. And you you know what? I understand.
Why? Why is he boxing? Why does this dummy have an ass on his stomach? Why did John give me this segment? What the f—
If you want to stick with me, then stick with me. But I ain't going nowhere. And you need to know that. Right now, no one, and I mean no one, can put me down. There are many people who try. I don't even need to say any names. I'm pretty sure you guys know who. Yeah. So really, all I have to really say is, I'm gonna be uploading every day.
Finally, in what would normally sound like an insane random inclusion at the end of a video, Deji attempts to segue the discussion away from his own potential wrongdoings and instead discuss people that were impacted by coronavirus.
There are so many other people that are going through much worse than me. Much worse. So if I was to be there sulking, being sad about my own situation, when there are people dying from the coronavirus and much worse things, it's bizarre. It's just bizarre to me, and it'll just be sickening. So that's why I'm saying I'm in a blessed position. People keep saying, Deji, you should take a break. Maybe like there's too much toxicity right now on your channel. And you know what I say to that? I don't care.
Even though Deji said he wasn't going to respond to any more negativity, the evidence of subbotting was building up considerably, so he decided to make a statement and respond to some of the criticism that was being thrown his way in a video titled, "I am so tired of this."
Obviously, there are videos circulating on the internet of me botting subscribers. So obviously, there's the guy hosting the shit. He came out with a video saying that I botted subs. First of all, I've never heard of your company. Secondly, you're a very shit businessman. Cause like you're literally leaking your clients. So obviously, yeah. So that whole thing, and then obviously other YouTubers that just don't like me or they just want drama. Of course they're gonna make a video on it.
Despite this video being 9 minutes long, Deji only responds to 2 points in this video and rambles for the rest of the video's duration. The first thing he responds to is the IP that FreewaySocial showed in their video. Deji claims it's not his because the location doesn't match up.
This guy made this video, he leaked an IP address claiming it was my IP address. It's not my IP address, and I'll show you proof. So this is the IP address that was in his video. As you can see, this IP address goes to a place called Harrogate. Where the f is Harrogate? I've never heard of that place. My IP begins with 81, does not begin with 86. Secondly, I don't owe you any money. I don't know who the f you are, and if you want to go legal about this, I'm 100% down, because I don't know you, bro. Who are you?
Deji fails to take into account that different IP lookup services use varying algorithms and geolocation databases, which accounts for different results. YouTuber Mudaha, or Some Ordinary Gamers, did a full analysis of the IP and concluded that the IP did indeed link back to Peterborough, where Deji lives.
I got my friend Some Ordinary Gamer, who is very well, educated in the computer space, to trace the IP and just get back to me. Well, surprise, surprise, the only location that was popping up and could be traced by him was Peterborough. He told me that it was not too different from what most others are doing, but on a base level, this IP only reports Peterborough. And if we look in Deji's own description, where does he live? Peterborough.
Damn. So it looks like Deji should have signed up for ExpressVPN, who was so kind as to sponsor today's video. ExpressVPN is my VPN of choice and many others as well. It's rated the #1 VPN in the world and provides faster speeds than any other provider. ExpressVPN masks your IP address so that if some Russian dude running a shady company happens to leak it somewhere, you have full confidence knowing your identity is kept private and secure. ExpressVPN doesn't just protect you from the shady Russians though, but even from your own ISP who may be selling away your data right now. I don't just use ExpressVPN for security reasons though, I also use it to explore entertainment catalogs that aren't available here in Australia. We have a notoriously bad Netflix library, and using ExpressVPN, it can make me appear that I'm in a different country and I can enjoy endless shows and movies at home or on the go with no worries at all. For example, The Walking Dead isn't available here in Australia, but using ExpressVPN, it can make me appear that I'm in the US, and I can watch The Walking Dead with no issues at all. Find out how you can get 3 months free by clicking the link in the description box below, expressvpn.com/JohnSwan. Okay, back to Deji. Now, given the argument about his IP address wasn't exactly the most convincing, I'm hoping that his next point here is something quite extraordinary. Deji's second defense is that he's way too smart to bot subs when his views were so low, and that it doesn't make sense at all. He also unironically claims that he has a higher IQ than Albert Einstein.
Why would I bot subs when my views aren't that high? It makes no sense. It just doesn't add up. You really think I'm that much of a moron to bot subs when my views aren't that high? It won't calibrate. It just wouldn't work. It makes no sense. You guys must really think I'm dumb. Oh, my IQ level is dumb high. All right, I'm not trying to brag. My IQ level's 189. That is a very high IQ, okay?
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, Deji is truly a genius of our generation, competing with Einstein, who had an IQ of 160, and child prodigy Jacob Barnett, with an IQ of 170, who finished grades 6 through 12 in less than a year, then went to college at age 10, and was a published physicist by the time he was 13. Deji just thinks on a higher plane of existence than the rest of us. It's why he confuses us so much. And the confusion didn't stop when Deji put out a tweet thanking the audience for the support and saying that everything was in the hands of his legal team. A bit strange, but I guess we'll finally have some peace and quiet.
Wait just a second, Swan Man, because it's time for the perfect diversion. Do me a favor, grab your script, take a seat, and come with me on a bit of a convenient detour. I promise we'll return to hear all about Deji's final statement momentarily. But do me one favor though. Keep an eye on Kavos' videos for me. Picture yourself in Deji's shoes. You've just uploaded your satirically over-the-top video. The entire community is convinced that you've cheated to 10 million. And for the first time, you're genuinely afraid that your journey on YouTube could be reaching the beginning of its end. Keemstar just released his video the day after your own. On May 17th, this garnered a total of nearly 2 million views. The pressure is insurmountable, and there is no end in sight with video after video after video being dropped until Content Nuke Keemstar released. And suddenly, everything goes completely silent. In just 48 hours, Deji went from being the #1 story in the entire community to being an afterthought, with the Klein train chugging along. Now for Deji, this might just be his first and only decisive win in the entire series thus far, and it was thanks to factors completely outside of his control. All he really has to do is lay low, and he honestly could completely recover from this without people really paying much attention.
Nick! He's just uploaded a video!
God damn!
And support Keemstar, alright? Support him. Subscribe to Keemstar. Literally, he's a nice-ass guy. So that clip that you just watched, that was a clip from 2016 when Keemstar and I were on good terms. I won't lie, that was mainly because Keemstar was on my side. When people were making stories up about me, Keemstar actually defended me and made fun of the people that were making fun of me. So I only did my due diligence and supported him back. Obviously, over time, that changed because he then started to form his own opinion of me. So he started berating me, trash talking me in videos, just being completely biased against me. So yes, I was a hypocrite for liking Keemstar back then.
There is something you need to understand about Deji that we really haven't explored in this series because quite frankly, there really hasn't been a good opportunity to do so until now. Deji is a trend hopper, and not just with his brother. For instance, when Boogie2988 and Frank Hassel's drama happened around a month ago, Deji basically plagiarized Boogie's life experience and made a video on his main channel ironically titled, "This is not good, we'll delete soon." Right, where he's clearly attempting to capitalize off the Boogie situation in a bizarre fashion.
Hey guys, I guess I should make a video about this. Several months ago, this guy decided that it was his decision to start stalking me and harassing me, threatening to come to my home, threatening to harm me when he did.
So this guy said, "Hey Deji, can you let me inside, bro? I'm out front." So this guy clearly came to my house. This guy is a dude who is a clear hater, if I may say.
I'm tired of passively letting it happen. So I told Frank that if he's in town, and he is, he drove here because of me. If he said he's less than 5 minutes away from me, and I let him know.
Because I know their intentions, because I'm threatened for my life. If I'm being honest, I'm threatened for my life. I don't know, these guys hate on me over the internet. They could do anything to me.
We can end this tonight, and we're excited to. So if he sets foot on my property, I made it very clear, he goes home in a body bag.
And they're actually coming to my house. So I will be forced to use physical force. I'm saying that now. I will use physical force. Putting that out there right now. This is this for any record. If it goes to police or whatever, I will use physical force. These guys, I'm threatened for my life. They're coming to my house.
This is why you cannot make threats of bodily harm. This is why this isn't just trolling. This is why you cannot show up at a YouTuber's house. And this is why we need to, as a community, condemn this kind of behavior.
Okay, posting this video mainly for your sake and for other people's sake too. Like YouTubers who have people coming to their house, don't do it. Don't do it. It's really not worth it. But by all means, this guy is a known troll. But this is when trolling goes too far. I don't mind all the words you say to me on Twitter, hence why you're not blocked.
The man is a grade A opportunist, and when an opportunity to bury Keemstar presented itself just mere days after the botting drama, you better believe Deji tried his hardest to deliver a kill shot. In this hit piece, Deji made some of the most absurd arguments I've ever heard in a Keemstar exposed video, and the first one really sets the tone for where the rest of the video is going. In this video, Deji admits that the only reason he maintained a friendship with Keemstar was because Keem defended him. He was fully aware of all the things Keemstar had done across his entire career, but will now only air him out publicly because Keemstar has personally targeted him for things he's done to his brother and discussed the allegations relating to the sub-botting of his channel.
His title was Deji Buying Subs, Actual Proof, whereas the proof didn't prove anything. No, but guys, you need to remember, he's the #1 news source. Anything he says is true. The one thing I don't like what Keemstar does, he loves making accusations out of the blue. So you'll feel the need to defend yourself and respond, and he actually has no right to do that. But hey, yo, he's the #1 news source on YouTube.
Deji wastes no time to try to bank off of Keemstar's smeared credibility and attempts to dispute the newest evidence of the sub-botting allegation by addressing literally none of the allegations basically at all, and hoping the support around the viral content nuke video will be enough to repair his reputation single-handedly. And it probably could have been.
He even openly tweets about it. Deji could lose his channel from this. If that isn't evident enough that he wants me gone from YouTube, then I don't know what is. But he has a track record of wanting people taken off the internet.
Right, so no, that's not evidence that he wants you removed from YouTube. That's Keemstar believing that you have done something that would cause YouTube to terminate your channel. One can discuss a potential reality without directly supporting that outcome, but Deji knows this, because this segment was only included in this video for quite possibly the most underwhelming reveal thus far.
Thank you, H3H3. Anyway, so that being said, I just wanted to talk about this. There is a video that actually needs a lot more attention. I'm only going to show a little bit. I'll leave the video in the description. It really shows the monster that Keemstar really is.
I used to go by the name Britbong Returns, but at the moment I go by Mr. BTFO.
If you've come from my channel, you know exactly who this is and how good of a victim he's been for both Ethan Klein and now Deji over the last few months. In an attempt to swing at Keemstar, he promoted a user called Britbong. You know, Britbong the deplatformer, the internet stalker, the dude who's made physical threats towards me and my friends, and publicly threatened to dox Colossal as crazy.
I could destroy you. I could make you not come online again if I wanted to, but I'd rather not do it. But they're kind of like pushing you to do it, dude. They're pushing you to do it. But really, they should realise that if someone has no platform, nothing to lose, they're an even bigger danger to these cunts, I tell you. The stuff I know about some people, especially a certain person that's noshing off Keemstar right now. I'm not the one to dox people that I used to know, man, but still, you know, Colossal, mate. I know everything about you. I know your dad's name. I know every one of your I know your brother. I know where your brother lives. I know everything about you.
H3H3's video really gave people courage to fight back against Keemstar. Because Keemstar hasn't just done this to one person. He's done this to numerous other people. Keemstar bullies people off the platform. A lot of people are afraid of Keemstar because Keemstar has a track record of this, which is unfortunate.
Oh, and by the way, look who I reported on Twitter. Oh, Leafy, what happened, mate? You got banned? Oh. Yourself, kid.
And most of this was already on the internet by the time he made his video. Leave it to Deji to be handed a quick and decisive redemption arc on a silver platter and still absolutely screw it up, making himself look even worse in the process.
You will never change. This is who you are.
Nick!
What?
Kavos' videos!
What about them?
They're all gone! Every last one talking about the COVID video and the subbotting, they're all gone!
Okay, is there anything on Twitter about it?
Okay, let me go check. Oh no. So, ladies and gentlemen, remember that tweet where Deji said everything was in the hands of his legal team? Yeah, so apparently he wasn't joking, and he actually took legal action against Kavos, presumably for the videos about Deji faking coronavirus and the videos where Kavos said there was proof of him subbotting, as those were the only videos about Deji that went down. Up until recently, there was no information on what happened, as Kavos obviously wasn't allowed to speak on an ongoing legal case. But he recently went on Jackmate's Happy Hour podcast, where he opened up about everything that went on in regards to Deji taking legal action against him.
Have you ever been sued, or has anyone ever tried to take it to an official capacity?
Yeah, Deji.
Really?
Yeah.
Can you tell us anything about that or not?
I can say it's done, costs a lot, and he's a prick.
Wow. What? So you made a video about him?
Yeah.
What was it? Cease and desist letter?
He like threatened to take us to court and start a libel case.
For things that you'd said?
Yeah.
But were they opinion pieces, or were you given statements about things?
Statements.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
So legally, can you not talk about him anymore on your channel?
I can, but I can't repeat stuff I said before.
Really?
Yeah, which sucks. It's like the worst thing. But it's one of the things, man. Like, he's a 10 million sub YouTuber, KSI's brother, man. He's probably got all the resources in the world. I ain't got it like that.
Wow.
You know?
It's weird because, I mean, so many people have done videos on Deji. I've done videos on Deji, but I've never had anything.
I just knew that I was just going to fight it. That's what I knew. I knew that I was going to just do what I can to, like, as long as I could to try and protect my own brand and myself.
Right. Is it done now?
It's done, yeah. It cost a ton as well.
Did it?
Yeah.
So I'm guessing you're not in each other's DMs anymore?
No.
Obviously, we don't know how much the settlement was for, but I can only assume part of the terms was Deji repossessing Kavos' lights, as they seem to be absent from Kavos' new video set, and Deji seems to have magically acquired them.
Alright, so now guys, I actually need your help. So obviously I want to pimp this place up. I want to make this office look more appealing, you know what I mean? What do you think I can do with this office? Let me show you what I've done so far. So I added these lights. So when I stream, obviously like these lights will be in the background. They do change color.
Okay, now some of you might be wondering, how could Deji sue Kavos if Kavos was in the right? Surely this means he's guilty, yeah? Well, not quite. You see, in the UK, defamation is essentially fought under a presumption of guilt. It's up to the defendant, in this case Kavos, to prove that he didn't defame the plaintiff, in this case Deji. This makes defamation cases extremely expensive for people being sued, and it's why we don't see many go to court. In the US though, things are switched around. The burden of proof lies with the plaintiff to prove that they did defame them, which in my opinion is the correct way to go about it. UK defamation law is rubbish and needs reform, but there's the explanation to why Deji could sue Kavos. Even if Deji wasn't in the right, he could cripple Kavos with the legal expenses left, right and center and make his life hell. But you can make up your own mind here about the ethics of all of this. I can't tell you what to think, but I hope you will think about what I've presented to you here and make your own conclusions. But I think it's pretty clear throughout this whole series that Deji has not grown, he's not changed, and he's not become better as a person. He's still the same old Deji he always was.
Something we talked about for a quick second and then kind of fell off track was Deji. I just wanted to ask, how is he, bro? Like,
bro, I don't know.
When you say you don't know, when's the last time you guys spoke to each other?
I couldn't tell you.
That's fucking sad.
That long? Bro, yeah. Bro, even when I went, to Christmas last year to see my family, none.
You didn't spend this past Christmas with him?
No, I did. But I didn't. Okay. I didn't say anything to him, and he didn't say anything to me. We were in the same house, but we just didn't communicate or say anything.
Constantly getting into drama, deflecting off himself, and never taking responsibility. Is he past the point of no return? I guess we'll just have to find out. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you again next time. Bye-bye.